Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for Sean. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, full playthrough, tier list ranking, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for Woman of Straw from 1964. And I didn't mean to do this on purpose to Sean, but this is the second of 3 requests he sent, and to be honest, I didn't like any of these 3 movies. I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I mean, there's been films I liked recently, despite what people say. I liked Bad Dreams. You know, I liked, to an extent, 1% Warrior, 1%er and stuff. I really like Spider-Man 2 that I'm playing. But, yeah, Fool for Love wasn't for me. The next one, The Jazz Singer, great soundtrack, movie not so much. This one came out in 1964 and it stars Sean Connery. Now, this is a film Sean Connery did after Dr. No and after From Russia with Love. I could be wrong, but I think actually the same year as this, Goldfinger came out as well. And I like Dr. No, and I like Goldfinger. From Russia with Love, Although I'd rather watch that than this. This I didn't care for. It was interesting to see Sean Connery as a villain, but that's a spoiler, because you don't really know that till near the end of the film. So the story of the film is Sean Connery has this rich, wheelchair-bounded tycoon for an uncle. The uncle is a piece of shit. The uncle treats people like crap. The uncle has servants who are black, and he treats them like dogs. Has them even try to perform tricks like dogs. And just treats people very horribly. He'll throw a fork down and go, "You know what's what, don't you, boy? Go pick that up." Make the black guy, the servant, pick up the fork. So he's a piece of shit. The rich uncle. Sean Connery's just there, kind of being the assistant, as well as the nephew. So one day, this Italian nurse, played by character's name is Maria, comes in. She's the new nurse for this guy, and she notices this and ain't having it. She's ready to quit. And she's willing to quit many times. And Sean Connery talks with her, converses with her, talks about his history where his father died and then his mom was a widow and this uncle married that widow. So this uncle married Sean Connery's mom until she died. So he gets the idea of, as time goes on, for some reason my uncle seems to like you. He likes your attitude, not taking any bullshit. How about you stay here long enough? I think one day he'll ask you to marry him. You marry him, wait for the will to be changed, and then when he dies, because he'll die soon enough, we'll get all the money. At one point, there's a storm on a yacht, and one of the servants goes over, and the rich guy's kind of almost got a glee in his face for some reason. Well, because he's a dick. They get the guy out, and she's ready to leave for good. Sean Connery's pissed. This ain't part of the plan. Even smacks her a bit. She's like, "Fuck your plan." But eventually, the rich guy goes to her, doesn't plead with her, but talks with her, and eventually she goes back. Some time passes where they kind of hang out with each other, the nurse and the uncle, until eventually the uncle asks her to marry him. It happens, he dies, and Sean Connery's like, "Oh no, he died before he could change the will." Well, pal, pretty much try to do Weekend at Bernie's. Let's get him off this, because he died on another boat. Get him off the boat, have people pretend he's, me and you will pretend he's alive. Where he's in the car and pretend he's alive, get him into his place. Eventually, it's found that the guy is really dead, but then a murder rap is pinned on the girl Maria. Because, spoiler alert, we find out Sean Connery poisons that guy, and he set up the girl in the first place to pin it on her because, well, when you get incarcerated, now all his buddies going to go to me. And she's like, but I thought we made a deal. And he's like, you think I would trust you when you get all that money? And there's a sentence he says, you're like some cringing spaniel bitch. Which, I mean, you don't hear a line like that every day. Eventually, one of the servants is able to talk to a detective. There's something doesn't all add up. And they're able to find that the uncle had these recordings. And recorded that someone was killing him. But then if you put two and two together, more likely it was Sean Connery who did it. Because the servant's like, you gave testimony, but the testimony doesn't fit. Because he was, Anyway. Sean Connery tries to run. One of the servants pushes a wheelchair towards him. Sean Connery trips, falls down the stairs, and dies. And then cut to the woman. She's released. She's now rich. She's with the servants and stuff, and everything's fine. I thought this film was fucking boring. This film was fucking boring. Because a good chunk of it is just this woman trying to be a nurse to this old, like, racist asshole that I don't care if this character dies or not. So when he eventually dies, I'm like, good. He deserved it. He's a piece of shit. You know, like, I don't care that he died and was poisoned. I don't care. And then once in a while, it seems like the Maria has a little bit of liking to him. I'm like, I don't know why she would ever have an inkling of a liking towards the guy. He's just consistently an asshole. Sometimes he'll, like, treat her, say something nice to her, but, I mean, that doesn't excuse all of his other shitty behavior. I mean, if he was a guy that you actually saw was trying to turn a new leaf, was actually trying to converse with the servants, was trying to be nice to other people, was really, really trying to make a change, and then lo and behold, he's murdered while he's trying to redeem himself, then maybe that would have made that a bit more tragic, a bit more, like, punch in the gut style. But really, it's just all this build-up for that to happen. The girl that plays the nurse, Maria, she's there. I could give tits her ass about her. Sean Connery is being Sean Connery, and you don't really get to see him be a villain till, like, the last stretch of the movie. And it's kind of cool to repeat that line, like some cringing spaniel bitch. I wish we would have seen more of that. One of the few movies you'll see Sean Connery get killed in. He probably got killed in that Avengers from the 90s movie. But I barely remember that film, to be honest. I just, technically he died in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but then, yeah, the sequel bait, that seemed like he would be coming back. But, I don't know. This is, I mean, when I'm watching the first 2/3 of this film, because that's when, you know, the guy dies and you get to the other part of the plot. It's a lady trying to deal with a rich asshole who's a shitty person. And then once in a while, Sean Connery reminding her, stick with the plan, stick with the plan, stick with the plan. And then kind of having a lovey-dovey stuff between the two of them. That's all it is. I just don't find that exciting. I don't find that thrilling. I don't find that interesting. I didn't find that intriguing. I found it dull. badly paced, and a slog to sit through. And then even with at the end of the film, when the servant's like, oh, I don't know if, the way they find out Shantar is the killer raises a lot of questions, because it seemed like there was ways for Shantar to get out of this without resorting to trying to escape and thus dying. Because, wait a minute, you believe, he even tries to say it, wait, you believe the servant, he lied, or was he either lied? So the servant says he was alive at this point. Now he's saying, no, the guy was dead at this point. Well, now how do you know which is true? Because he lied once, he could lie twice. So if he lied about this, he could have lied about that. With a decent lawyer, I think Sean Connery would have beat the rap on this. With a halfway decent lawyer. Because you have a guy who perjured under oath. The servant kind of fucks up your whole case there. And in the recording, it doesn't say who is killing him. It doesn't say the character's name. You don't hear you don't hear Sean Connery on the recording. So that doesn't prove anything. Now you just say, like Sean Connery could say, no, he was alive then. He was alive during all that. No, I said he was dead. Well, you say that, but you say one thing, now you're saying another. One way or another, you lied. Either you lied under oath or you're lying now. So now it's kind of hard to trust you anymore. If Sean Connery just kept his story going, getting a halfway decent lawyer, with the potential of all that fucking money he's gonna have, he would have fucking beaten it. He wouldn't even need to get Johnny Cochran for it. So it seemed like Sean Connery freaking out and making a run for it was a bit of, poor choice on his part. Just relax, dude. Just, relax. Like, just get a decent lawyer and you'll be fine. I mean, that's just me, though. So I thought that was a bit wonky. Like, if the recording had Sean Connery's name, or his voice on it, okay, that's concrete evidence, and okay, that's hard to fight against that. When the person said this, the uncle said this, I thought he was referring to Maria, but I bet he was referring to you. Well, that's still guesswork. Unless you find 100% proof, what all you got? Testimony of a lady who is now convicted. Testimony of a servant who, if so, lied under oath. Maybe they both, you just say they both don't like me because I'm related to the guy. So, or I listened to him and didn't do anything while he treated you two like shit. Still hearsay. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. So the ending didn't work for me. I thought it was pretty wonky in terms of the writing. And the first 2/3, a whole lot of nothing happened. Unless you're a diehard Sean Connery fan, I would see that would probably be the only real reason you would ever see this movie, if you're a diehard Sean Connery fan. Because what else is there? There's nothing else to the movie other than the fact Sean Connery's in it, and it was after he did Dr. No from Russia with Love. So Sean Connery does what he can. Always nice to see Sean Connery. But other than that, I didn't really care about anything else in the film. Thought it was very boring. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. That's just my opinion. Thanks once again, Sean, for the request. And we will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.